Universal basic income. And we're going to pick up where we left off. I don't think I did another video to put behind a paywall. So let's keep going. Hence, this book argues for basic income as part of democratic reconstruction of a juncture of global crisis in governance, capacity in the state and society for governing humanely, with regard for each individual's trajectory depends on the polity first acting in a society constitutive role, defined as building individual capabilities on the one hand and cooperative capabilities on the other. The case for basic income I make is therefore a case for democratic equality grounded in equal interest humans have in existential security. Basic income can be viewed in this context as a pivoting transformation, a form of institution building that, by stabilizing the individual economy, can ignite other positive changes. The political scientist Bremner describes states that gain strength and stability within the international system by not being reliant on any one other state as pivoting states. Basic income is grounding in a broader as well as deeper sense, in this case, as stabilizing the lives of all individuals makes for more resilient communities, subnationally, nationally, and globally. A civilized social order depends on not just strategic players, but all constituent units enjoying a foundation of existential security. This is what he's saying. What I'm always saying. You need to have stable families that will have stable communities, that will have stable cities and states and towns and so on, so on, so on. But we have all these states and countries, and there's no stability at the bottom. People are in free fall. People are eating other people's garbage and sleeping in their cars, sleeping on their relative's floor, maybe a couch if you can. And that's only temporary because people don't want you in their space anymore. Particularly in our community, it's gotten very selfish. Ever since our standard has become money, cream, cash rules everything around me, the black people have been insane. They don't care. They will leave you. They will leave you as a community. If you're lucky, you have some family members or a couple of people that will love you, but not that much. Not enough to put you up indefinitely. That's not in our community. And a lot of times, to be honest, to be fair, they don't have it. They don't have it. And the ones who have it are the most selfish people, and that's why they have it. So you need a public policy that stabilizes everybody. And this way, we're not in free fall. We can function. The society can function. And you also have, if you stabilize the society, you don't know what talent is on the bottom. There's so many things I wanted to do and couldn't do because I didn't have the money. I didn't have the resources. In 2020, I was able to get the money and start the Connerson Center officially. And we were getting stimulus. We were getting unemployment. We were getting UBI. So, and now I have a Connerson Center, which has art, has fiction that I publish, and a school attached. It's all digital. And I just started making music. I made my first song. Really good song. A trap song, believe it or not. Really good song. And I'm going to have the website. I think I'm going to go with Bandcamp to put the song up. It's a really good song. So you need stability. And this basic income will give us stability. It'll also try to make sense of this rental market. There was a report that said there are 31 empty living units for every houseless person. 31. Madness. Basic income may contribute to more stable and more democratic societies in a number of ways. First, stabilizing the human condition by giving everyone some existential security may support genuinely motivated activity and unitary senses of self. I moved ahead of us. Income support system based in means and behavior testing that now predominate make crises in individuals' lives a source of altered social status and therefore permanent. I could attest to that. I'm in a housing voucher program. This program is the worst run thing I've ever seen in my life. It's so insane. But the people who work for it are invested in it. I'm surprised it works at all. It's a miracle. But every other piece of this city is insane. So I guess all the insanity fits together. It doesn't help as many people as it should. To me, it really doesn't help anybody. It just always puts you in, like this says, bad situation or less bad situation. Currently, individuals in good jobs rely entirely on those jobs. Individuals on income support fear losing it. Neither group benefits from the status exclusion that define their mutual relation and station. Income security structures set up this way subvert the effect of other lifelong guarantees as represented in universal health by instead converting divisive and unstable income security to unconditional communal property. Basic income entails a stand against both moral and material destitution, helping to prevent individuals have to lean on one dependent relation or institution and then another, angling for yet never achieving a sense of basic independence. The way that establishing or losing control over one's life hangs on a form of constant support was understood by many who have supported basic income, including the post-war British economist James Mead, who used a path diagram of individual life histories to understand the progression of economic inequalities, and the British political philosopher Brian Barry, who saw basic income as a way to abate cumulative disadvantage. Basic income, however, also sets out a different way of thinking about the form of the most important institution shaping the human life course. Economic security surveys show that mental states are positively affected by enjoying at once stability in education, external income security, and employment. Of course. In this context, the image of the pivot represents the way an individual standing upright, enjoying independence of self, is someone who has support from many sources, yet has reason to feel confident her basic status is unaffected by any one source of support. Meaning, you're leaning on somebody for support. You don't have to worry that if you hurt their feelings, you'll be out on the street. You see what I mean? So it takes pressure off of everyone. You wonder why sometimes the British can be more progressive when they have a monarchy. Because a monarchy, the king and the queen are judged by the state of their subjects. If your subjects are living in squalor, the king or the queen looks bad. So, though I don't like monarchies, kings and queens there has to be a floor. You can't let people fall to the bottom. And a plantation, however, like the United States is, as long as you have enough bodies to make you profit, it doesn't matter what everybody else is doing. So if I need 100 people on my plantation, but I get a machine and I only need 50, I can drop 50 people and tell them go live in the woods. That's a plantation society. That's why United States is what it is. It's also why you get your health care through your job. Because at one point, the number one job, everybody's job was hooked to the plantation, whether you were a slave, an overseer, a lawyer, a clerk, doctors. Remember, those slaves had doctors. Doctors had to come and check the slaves out. Lawyers who did the paperwork to make sure whose slave was whose and whose got passed down to whom, creating wills. Bankers, you got to remember, in the United States, black bodies were more valuable than oil is today. And you know what we'll do for oil. So almost everybody's job was connected to the plantation house, right? So everything came through the plantation house. That's why everything comes through your job. Whereas in a monarchy, this is the way I think. They're more likely to give you universal systems because the queen can look out and say, all my subjects have health care. She has to. It's how they judge her. That's why the people over there love their queen so much. And it makes you wonder, would we be better off than we are today if we had stayed under the monarchy? I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. Because they have all the same freedoms we have. Less violence. And they have universal health care. School is cheap in England, although I think it went up. Some places in Europe, and they're all monarchs, some places school is free. From what I understand, you and I can go to college in Germany right now and it's free. So that's that. Should I stop here? Let's do one more paragraph. Second, by extension, basic income may contribute to greater stability and equality in social relations, thus generating a basis for cooperation in society. As basic income extends to all citizens as well as whole life, it enables a sense of community whilst underpinning systems that respond to variation in needs. And that's what we need, especially now. I'm noticing, and it's a lot of anger and bitterness rising up against the immigrants, the migrants, which is not the migrants' fault. But there's a lot of bitterness rising up against them because they're getting programs, they're getting housing. They actually are getting a UBI in New York City. They get $1,400 a month, UBI. They get a cash card. And they get shelter for 30 days or 60 days or whatever it is. So if you're a family, you get 60 days. So if you're a family, you're getting a $1,400 card. I'm not sure if that's per adult. So you get to stay. So you save $2,800 by the time you leave that place. And then you keep getting a $1,400 card. And they have housing programs we have affordable housing programs. And the shelter system gets first dibs when you have to apply for these affordable housing. So they're getting apartments. And it's breeding a lot of resentment from the rest of the New Yorkers that aren't getting a UBI. They're citizens. They've been here. Their parents have been here. Their grandparents have been here, on and on. My people have gone back to plantation. To sharecropping. Well, plantation too. And we're not getting anything. I'm in a housing voucher program because I was in a shelter. I was in a shelter when the migrants first came, the first group came. And then I had to leave that shelter and go into another one, and then I got some housing. But it was a hard road. It took me 9 months. And some of these people are getting housing in 60 days. It's breeding a lot of resentment. Basic income will knock all of that out. You wouldn't even need shelters. There would be no need for it. $1,400 a month, you can find something. And across this country, it would stabilize people. But even in expensive New York, it could stabilize you. It could stabilize you. Until next time, try to take care. All the links are below. And I appreciate you. I appreciate all the new subscribers. I basically use this channel to have so that I could put my videos on Patreon. Some of my videos behind a paywall, some are not. You'll notice I usually do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, and usually Monday and Friday is public, and usually Wednesday and Sunday is behind the paywall. And I really did it for that reason. But I'm noticing people are liking the videos, and my membership is going up. Even on my other channel where I do other things, um, more just my personal understanding of things and giving answers. Uh, Even that one, people are starting to come and say pretty good things. So I thank you. I appreciate you. Take care, and I want you all to be safe.